দেখো আলোয় আলো আকাশ, দেখো আকাশ তারায় ভরা, দেখো যাওয়ার পথের পাশে ছোটে হাওয়া পাগল পারা। এত আনন্দ আয়োজন সবই বৃথা আমায় ছাড়া। ভরে থাকুক আমার
Vijaya Dashami. This is the last day of the biggest celebration for the Hindus. And once again, we come across celebrating the biggest Hindu festival in the secular Bangladesh. So how was the festival for the Hindus in secular Bangladesh in 2024? So let me give you a quick rundown of some of the events that has taken place over the last couple of days. A petrol bomb was fired in one of the temples in the capital. Petrol bomb. One of the journalists, 65-year-old journalist, have been hacked to death right in front of his house. And he was vocal about the atrocities that are being carried out against the minorities in Bangladesh. Okay. And when those savages attacked that individual, that 65-year-old journalist, not only did they make sure that he was dead, but also he chopped off the wrist of his hand. Those savages chopped off the wrist. It was so depraved, the attack was so cowardly and so depraved that they had to chop off the entire hand of his body. And one of the temples in the district of Satkira, okay, in a temple of Lord Kaliji, the crown of the goddess had been stolen. You know, like when the Muslims came from the Arab countries, like I'm talking about the medieval period, let's say when the bin Qasim came to the scene, that was 711. So back in those days, because Islam was, the golden age of Islam, we keep hearing about the golden age of Islam, that how Islam enriched humanity. Okay, so when those degenerate savages came to India to loot the temples, to vandalize the temples, destroying the temples, looting its gold. So it reminds me of those days, because they were so enriched in art, science, culture, philosophy, and all those things, so they got nothing else to do. They had to come to India to rob the country, to destroy its culture. So now, right now in 2024, because Islam is such an enriched culture, they are so advanced in technology, in science, arts, philosophy, and all those things. So they are now deciding to rob the temples, the poor temples in Bangladesh, because they are so enriched in their philosophy and arts and science and all those things, the golden age. So what else has happened in Bangladesh over the last couple of days? So temples have been robbed, eve-teasing. Oh, some women, obviously, like as you are becoming all too familiar after 2015, the things that you are watching all across the European continent and many other countries, women are being harassed, they are being raped. So those things are pretty commonplace in Bangladesh. And I heard that two bodies have been recovered, like two girls who were returning from the puja at night. they obviously have been raped and murdered. So 2 bodies have been recovered. Haven't got the confirmation yet, but I saw the pictures. So petrol bomb was fired. Journalist was hacked to death. Girls have been sexually assaulted, raped, murdered. And of course, temple have been vandalized, like God knows how many. Houses have been looted, set on fire. Again, God knows how many. And there's another very interesting thing happened in Chittagong, in the district of Chittagong, like in the temple, like where the chanting take place. There is a goddess, and like there is a priest goes into the temple and he chants the sacred hymns and all those things. So there was this song that was played out, jihadi song, okay, Jamaati Islami song of the jihadists, inviting Hindus to the fold of Islam on the temple. Okay, the stage, like normally no one gets to the stage. There is an elevated podium where the Vedi, the goddess, the statue is placed. Okay, so there was another elevated podium where these savages stood over and they started singing jihadi song. In Chittagong it happened, inviting the Hindus into the fold of Islam. So this is how Hindus have celebrated the biggest festival in secular Bangladesh. There is another thing that has happened in the capital. The goddess Durga was abused. Like one of the guys, they put a signboard, F Durga. Like it was written in English letters, but the meaning of those words, F Durga. Like this is on a public display, like in a signboard in one of the the main crossings where like thousands of people are passing by. They put it on a display, F Durga. So this is how Hindus have celebrated their Vijayadashami, the biggest celebration of the year in secular Bangladesh. And Antonio Guterres, our beloved Secretary General of the UN, is not alarmed yet. He is not alarmed when the despicable savages of Hezbollah were targeted by IDF. He was very alarmed. But when Hindus are hacked to death, right? Just a couple of days ago, like there has been, from 5th of August, there has been hundreds of people that has been massacred. I'm not talking about none of them. I'm talking about just a couple of days. What happened over the last couple of days? A petrol bomb has been fired. Vandals, like thousands of temples have been vandalized, robbed. Women teased, sexually assaulted, molested, raped, murdered. Like this has happened in the last, probably in last 24 hours or last, let's say 72 hours. These things have happened. And this is how Hindus have to celebrate their biggest festival in secular Bangladesh. And our very respected Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the UN, who is supposed to uphold the values of human rights, the sacred values of humanity, is not yet alarmed. But when the savages of Hezbollah were targeted, he was very alarmed. But right now, he is asleep. He is asleep. He is snoring. He is nowhere to be found. So this is how minority rights are being upheld in secular Bangladesh under the watch of the UN, United Nations. Thank you for listening, and I will catch up with you on the next one. Bye for now.